All right, guys, here we are to talk about Season 2, Episode 7 of Stranger Things. This is an 11-heavy episode.
It is.
And I'm not mad about that.
No, I'm a little mad about it.
I really did want to know what was going to happen at the lab. But, you know, we haven't seen 8, at all. So
okay.
I'm not mad. I would be remiss to say I would like this to be a show that was entirely like that. That would be weird. I wouldn't want a show that was just about 8 and 11 in their escapades across the country. That'd be weird. I don't think the rest of that cast there is as strong as our boys back home.
No, and it was quick, and it seems like it was one and done, and it'll be revisited in like a future season or something like that.
Yes, I do think that could be a cool spin-off show though,
or something,
like just
right?
them.
Yeah.
But I think them on a revenge mission wouldn't be a good show. But them just their day-to-day life and how they're like scrubs off the system and stealing and doing stuff.
Yeah,
could be
I feel like there's no time this season, right? So I would say next season, right? There'll be a thing. And it'll be like, oh no, what are we going to do? And it'll be like, I know someone. And it'll be like, oh god. It'll be this.
Did she ever say she was from Hawkins?
Who?
11. Jane.
What?
Did Jane ever tell her sister where she lived?
She knew. She said there was the day you didn't come to the Rainbow Room or whatever the fuck. So I feel
wonder
like
if she
wherever
knows
that was.
they were in Hawkins. Cause
Wasn't that in Hawkins?
No, it was, but she was so young and escaped and ran away.
Yeah.
You might never know what town you were in.
Right.
Like, if you were holding me prisoner in this town, and I just ran and kept going the hell away from here, I might never be like, what town was I in?
Oh, yeah, no, I totally know.
Like, to be able to find her way back, because she knows 11 is in that town still,
I meant
presumably.
11 might want to go find Callie again, but...
Well, 11 can find Callie whenever she wants. She just goes, found you. But the other way around, not so much.
Yeah, 100%. I don't know why she'd ever want to find her, unless this main plot line gets resolved and she's like, I am curious about my past, and maybe she can tell me some more.
Well, I don't think 8 ever
like
didn't want to be with 11. Now, it seemed like she wanted Jane just for...
I again am talking about the other way around.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I think I think 8 may have just, her own purposes in mind. I don't think it was ever you're my sister vibe. It was mainly like, I can get this bitch to do whatever I want type of thing.
Yeah, no, this is my main, this is my least favorite episode of the entire series.
What is it?
Because, at first it's like, well, she's just going to be using her for her powers. And then it's like, oh, no, she does really care. And then it's like, oh, no, this is like 11's thing of like, oh, no, like they went too far or whatever and all that stuff. And then it's like, no, but she does really care at the end and she's crying. Like, they show Callie crying and stuff. So I was kind of like, I don't know, because the lesson, I mean, everything's complicated. People are real on this show and all that stuff. But, and like, we had to have 11 go away and then come back for like a reason, so
sure,
it's all good.
They're both, like 11, 8. They're both very damaged characters at their cores.
Yeah.
So it's hard to really say, to give them exact motives and how they would react in any given situation, because they're not like fully formed people.
No,
because
11,
of how their upbringing was.
Yeah, 11's like sentences are not fully formed yet. Like she still speaks in like a broken thing.
She spent so long not really talking.
Yeah, she has no interaction skills or whatever, or like grammar, whatever, normal education. But no, like functionally, right? This was like there are other people with powers. You can tap into your emotional stuff on purpose, maybe to move trains and all that stuff, right? So there's a weird multi-purpose. It was like a Swiss Army knife episode where it's like 11 has to be careening back towards the town because they even warped time a bit, right?
Yes.
Because this was, didn't warp it, but
we showed you what was happening while other things were happening.
This is like a meanwhile type situation. So it's not even like we took a break from the plot and I'm pissed off. It's like, well, the plot's now, we're catching up to it to explain why. Because if you just didn't watch this episode, I feel like next episode 11 would just be in Hawkins again and be like, I came back. I saw you in a vision, and that would just be like it or whatever. So this is fine. It's not the worst thing.
I liked that she did see the message that
so
Hop
cool. That's one of my major points
great,
that I wrote down.
Because she knows, if she had any doubt that Hop cares, that's the clincher. You know he cares.
I know, and I don't know if you use different words. This was a different take, but it felt a little different to me. because I caught that he used the word promise and he used the word soon and all that stuff. They like really stood out to me this time versus last time. I don't know if I was just looking at Hop's gorgeous face or what the fuck was going on, but like I felt almost like she might have been more pushed away hearing those same words and being like, no, it's just like your same shit or whatever. But she didn't, and so I was like, okay,
didn't read it as a different take. I was waiting for the peas and stuff, and that got cut off because you know, Will's.
She's not gonna know about eating the peas.
No. But I thought I liked it. I like.
No, it's super great, and like that's a great way because, like, you know, again, very efficient. Like, no, she did hear that, and yes, we are like in like a concurrent time. It's not like, oh, we're gonna go over and fuck around with Elle for a bit while these monsters are crawling up the thing. It's like, no, this is like from earlier, and now we're doing the thing. Like, okay, good. Like, it's like firmly establishes that. All that shit.
I like how when she sees Will, because she can only see like the important people.
It's so good.
So like. Will is being restrained, and you see that, but you don't see who's doing it, and I think that's really cool visually. That had a flavor to it. That was
it's amazing.
Delicious.
No, it's this crazy, weird. I don't even know what to call it, but like, and yeah, she's not in the upside down. I think I'm gonna call it the in between from now on.
Yeah.
That's the internet. But when, like, Will was in the bed during that same scene, he was looking at like, the soldiers, and he saw their guns, and there was weird, like, distortions in his vision and all that stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's because 11 was there and all that business. I'm not sure. Because at the time, I just read that as, like, Will being like, right, guns, soldiers, I hate those people. I'm going to pretend and do a thing, or, like, something like that, whatever he was doing.
Do you think he could see 11?
I thought maybe he like detected something was happening because it got all smeary and weird.
No, yeah, it got weird.
So I was like,
I thought it was almost going to be like psychically pull the gun or something because I
thought
was like,
that
maybe
too.
He has powers we don't know about yet.
I know, and without with nothing having happened except for Will waking up saying I'm sorry, it kind of made me go like, and now seeing like the other dimensional side of this, I think maybe there might have been something there. I don't know.
No, that's certainly a possible option. I don't hate that at all. I didn't think of it myself, but I do agree that it's certainly possible.
I dig it. What else happened?
The misfit group here, the person that's a standout for me is like the crazy girl. I think that she was hilarious when they're all stealing things from the supermarket, from the stop. She's like taking glasses and then runs out with a fly swatter. And then when they run from the cops, she's still holding that fly swatter. Like that was her thing.
I didn't even notice that.
It's a yellow. I'm like, oh, she's like, oh.
No, I mean, they're a charming misfit group, but I'm so. I don't have time for that right now. And then the episode ends, and they're like not there. It was this weird like breakfast club of people. Like there was some cool stuff, right? But they like flat out establish none of these motherfuckers have powers, right? Remember after the first episode, we're like, I wonder if they all have powers or what's going on.
That would have been cool. But her eight's powers are pretty awesome. Yeah. The whole like making them not see you and like that was super cool. The wall raising up is really awesome. Because you know all those cops are like whatever they're like Detective Lee, what the fuck? You just ran into nothing and you stopped and you fucking and he's like a wall collapsed. What are you out of your mind? And then like a wall collapsed. Oh, what are you out of your mind? A wall grew up out of the air.
And I liked when it's like when she's like losing it and it does this
like glitches,
prismatic iridescent like thing or whatever, and they go, oh fuck, what's going on? A case of mass hysteria at a local police raid or something. And you're like, what? No,
I thought one of them was going to get shot for sure in that encounter.
I thought something was going to happen. Yeah, it seemed like kind of like a nothing thing, and that's what I mean. Like this is just like it's like swoops into the plot and then swoops back out. Which if you're not going to have enough time to do all the things you want to do, like that that's fine.
I do think there could be something awesome season 3, the lab people are like holding their friends hostage or something, and all of a sudden like a knife flies into the wall and it's like Mohawk guy and like the big guy grabs somebody and then she like, you see yourself on fire, and they jump off a bridge or something.
No, like they're a functional enough team, but like I'm still getting over like my disappointment of them not having powers because they even did this really great thing because earlier in the season, right, Mike to like Max is like, we have like a paladin, a ranger, and a mage, and like that's our crew.
Yeah.
And like Max doesn't take it like, oh, you play D&D. She was like, what do you mean 11 was your mage? Like, what does that mean? What do you mean Elle was your mage? Could she like do stuff? Was she like whatever? And it was like this whole thing. And now here she was like, this is our whatever, our like protector. This is this. He's our warrior. And they were like doing that again. I'm like, oh, this is so cool. This is such an awesome like parallel to something. And then it was just like, and like when they go to that dude's house, which is the next like major topic,
Yeah.
I guess, how like the guy who was the warrior is just like standing like a bouncer.
Well, he's
behind
like
him.
a brick
I was
house.
like, that's awesome, right? He gets all up in the dude's face and all that stuff. I was like, oh, this is great. I like this.
Do you think the masks serve almost any purpose at all?
Well,
One dude has a mohawk that's like 3 feet tall.
yeah.
Nobody else is going to be like, oh, the mask comes off. Oh, who was that man? I have no idea.
I don't know. It could have been anyone.
And like
No,
the
and,
biggest
like,
dude in the world with like just a ponytail that's
giant-
like 2 feet long off his head.
Yeah, giant.
No
like,
one else
braid.
looks like that.
No, they're very distinct to the point where they're almost like video game characters. They say to make like a well-designed video game character, if you like flattened it to just like a like a black silhouette, you should be able to like recognize them.
Sure,
It's like
and that's true with this.
So it's like Mario, Sonic, all those characters. If you just thresholded it to max, you would be
Yeah.
like, well, that's Mario. And same thing here. Yeah, this is and they're all in a van together. So even if it was like, I don't know, officer, they had masks on. Okay, was there like one girl like had this crazy hair, and one guy that had that crazy, and one and it's exactly them or whatever. I know. But they're there. They're there with the guy from Constantine and Identity and a few other things, right? Character actor, the big sack of shit guy who's always a sack of shit.
Yes.
He's a sack of shit here, which is great. I think it's all the same guy. There might be a few character actors serving those roles, but I feel like it's always this guy.
I think he was also in Seinfeld as a like a shitheel that like George didn't get along with, I think.
Yeah, I feel like he's worked for the post office. He's been a prisoner in a few. Like he's always there,
Yes.
whether you notice him or not.
But I like that he had kids, and Eleven's like
Yeah.
no, he's got kids, because while they want the revenge, they also don't want to make people like them take away their
Yeah.
parents. And
No, and that's good, and that's like it's kind of like while she's force choking him, I was kind of like, well, she can't like kill him now. And then when Callie busts out the gun, I'm like, well, okay, that's what's gonna happen. And then 11 even is like, no, and like throws her gun out the window and shit. And I'm like, okay, that's even more strong. But then after that happened, I was kind of like, wait, is she just gonna leave now? I think she's just gonna leave now, and she left.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, this is a little
she
something.
knows
or other.
that scene isn't hers. She's looking for
Yeah.
family, and she knows the
No,
family she wants
yeah.
is back in Hawkins.
No, that's perfect, right? Because she gives a look in the car, right? Callie's like, it was your choice to show him mercy, but never take away my choice ever again. Never. You hear me? Do you understand?
Yeah.
And then she kind of like looks out the window like, I am not in the right. This is not good. I don't. Oh,
This
fuck.
is no, poorly.
Oh,
poorly.
it's the Seinfeld gift. Oh, he's like getting up
Yeah.
and leaving the theater. Like it's like this is not my scene. Like you said, like this doesn't fit my thing. I thought maybe I wanted revenge. I was angry enough to move a train, and maybe I'll think back to my childhood if I have to move trains. Like maybe in the next episode or two.
Yeah.
But I don't really want to hang out with you people. You don't even have powers. I'm so disappointed. And then could you imagine that they didn't have powers like that?
Who do you think is more powerful, technically?
11? Well, okay. It depends on the situation or whatever the fuck, right?
Yeah.
Because, like, this is the old thing of, like, Professor X and Magneto almost or whatever, right?
That's a
Where it's
decent
like,
comparable.
like, someone who's, like, has a, like, tangible physical, like, like deadly, strong power versus anyone who can befuddle their mind or mind illusion them or control them in some way. It's always that, like, well, it depends on like, who makes the first move almost, right?
Kind of.
Because, like, if you can just knock them out or like do something where it doesn't matter if you're being whatever, right?
It's both.
Or if they
they
can
both
get
have very
inside your head.
strong powers.
Yeah.
Because to create the illusions and to be able to pull yourself out of vision is super powerful, and
Yeah.
she can affect a large group. It shows.
I liked that too, where
That was something I thought, like maybe she can only do it to like one person at a time.
yeah.
But no,
Well,
she can hit everybody.
And the same nosebleed logic, right? She shows that there's more of a strain when she
Yes.
had to make that big wall. She had to like close her eyes and be like fuck and like concentrate and make it happen or whatever. And I like that. Things should take effort. It should be
Yeah.
like a thing. No, I like that she summoned Matt Modine to show up and
Yes.
like confront her in like an extremely emotional
I
fashion.
was wondering if he was going to be in this season because during that one flashback scene, you saw him for like 1 second, and I'm like, was that a lookalike? Was that really him? Did they
Yeah.
really get him back for like
Right.
one scene?
'Cause-
and it's
'cause-
like, no, they got him back for multiple scenes.
He's in
he
the-
presumably is still alive.
he might still be alive, like literally. And if she's never tried to like locate him, then I presume he is alive. But yeah, when he pulls off the mask, right, in like the hospital room, yeah. So I had the same thought. Did you CG paint young Matt Modine on someone's face, or like did you get him back or whatever for this?
It seemed very strange. But seeing him now for one full actual scene, I'm like, okay, that was probably him.
With dialogue, with no, yeah, this is totally him, I would say. And this is like, yeah, so he's either alive or he's still attached to the show. Because I remember after that one where he pulled off his mask at the end. He was in the credits, I think. There was like a with.
I didn't notice.
Also
okay.
with, yeah. I'll let the music play now. I'm digging the music a lot. Let me consult my notes.
This episode's kind of easy to go through just because it's only one
very
character's
linear.
arc. It's not
Super
too hard
good
to
times.
forget like a whole character's arc because
Yeah,
it is only one. And while I would not want more episodes to be like this, where they just follow one person, I like the jumping around. And usually I'm not like that. Like I like the oh, let's just flush that out. Let's see that. There's so many cool characters here. I can't stand going an episode without seeing them.
Well, and this show does such a good job of like a song will be playing on like the radio about like watch your step, don't do this, and then it will cut to like someone doing something carefully or something. Like everything's matched up in a lot of ways. So like before she leaves, right? Mm-hmm. There's all this stuff with the articles and Aunt Becky, who's this person? The woman at the house, right? And she's calling Hop's Sheriff's Department, right?
Yeah.
And all that stuff.
Was that who she was calling? I wasn't sure who the phone call was to.
She said, okay.
I know she said I talked to an officer Hopper.
So at the end,
blah, blah.
I was worried, and at the end she said, so like, okay. The whole emotional roller coaster. During that nightmare loop, right?
Yeah.
This other woman's there. Her name is Becky. I'm pretty sure her name is Becky.
I'll go with that, sure.
Becky, or so-called Becky, is there, and she's like, I couldn't tell if she was in on it because she was always trying to calm her down.
She did have a
and
vibe
be like,
of being
no, it's
bad.
fine or whatever. And just something about her, I thought maybe she was in on it. So when I saw her on the phone, I'm like, oh shit, like she is in on it, and I was gonna have to run, I guess, to go find what's her name. Okay, fine, and all that stuff. But no, so at the end of that phone call, she said, oh, thank you. Yes, you've been very helpful. Okay, and who is this? Okay, Florence, right? And Flo is the person who gives Hop the apple and all that
takes
shit.
His donuts, gives
so I was
his
like,
apple,
okay,
okay, good.
So it was Hop who went there, and I guess he left his card, and I guess she called, the whole thing.
Well, we know Hop was there.
Yeah. Well, that's what I mean.
Yeah,
so, like, it's not that there were, like, other bad men there, and that's who she, like, remembers, so that's all clear and good. But, so I guess, so I wrote down, I thought Becky was in on it. Guess not. Calling Hop. 11 runs. Illinois. L in the big city. Whatever. We have like a fun little thing. She looked extra like a little country ragamuffin on purpose, right? To make the transition look even
that much more severe.
She gets the makeover.
Yeah, I don't think I cared for her with the greased back hair and the makeup.
I kind of like it. I kind of dig it.
And then there's that slow-mo scene of them walking out of the clubhouse for the first time, which is all made over.
It's not like that.
I like that a little, but
I kind of like that.
I don't know. I honestly, I liked Shaved Head 11 the best.
Yeah.
Just like
I wonder how she would look now that she's been like getting older and stuff, because they seem to be avoiding the shaved head with her.
Well, I can't see why they would shave the head again.
Just for fun.
Just for fun. That's like a prison hospital
she's
thing.
Like, this is what I'm used to. It's like low maintenance. I'm
she's also, I'm sure, getting other parts and acting and stuff now. So I can't imagine she wants the buzz cut.
That's like the real reason, yeah.
And she, did you hear she was up for? Remember we were joking we wanted her to be X-23.
Oh,
she tried out for X-23. She wanted the job.
Okay, didn't speak.
Didn't get it though.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't even know who played in
some
that
random person.
I thought she was an unknown, but I'm down because she would have fit that too.
I think she would have been good. She's a little older than that girl, but still.
Maybe they wanted a longer-term contract. Other thing I liked that she made them invisible, but I didn't like. I thought when it was going to swing to that cop's point of view, there were going to be like a bunch of barrels there they had to walk around instead of just like nothing. Because then they had that awkward but tense, right?
Yes.
Where they have to go
right past them. I thought that one of them was going to turn quick and put their arm against that girl's cigarette, and it was going to break the illusion.
That would have been great.
That's what I was picturing. It didn't happen that way. Maybe next time.
Yeah, I wonder how detailed she has to get, because she has to like paint it in their minds over the part where they would be, right? Like,
yeah,
that's fucking intense.
It gets even more difficult if you think of like the computing power of when they're shining a flashlight through something, because the flashlight has to go through it just to like make that math of that should happen.
So spiders is one thing, but the invisibility is actually like a much harder trick.
Oh, much more difficult, yeah.
But like I feel like that's so much harder than like they hint at here, right? It's like super
Probably.
hard. Like I would do everything with like, that's not me and my friends loading this van, that's a giant bus. Right, just like cover it in something else. Yeah. Don't try to like do like the, you know. I'm like, I don't know calculus. I can't do all this math.
Well, that's why I probably did the wall. The wall is probably easier than
exactly
making them invisible.
And just like freak them out and like make them hesitate long enough for them to get away.
I would make elephants charging at them, because why not?
Exactly, red-eyed elephants.
You know it.
So you know, it ends with a kind lady on the bus. Well. Kylie says they can't, they can't save you, and she goes, "I can save them."
Yeah, I literally said that out loud before she said it.
Exactly, yeah.
Because that's what she is. She is their protector.
Yes, and like seeing this other dysfunctional family, right? Kind of, I think, made her go like, and they need me.
Yeah, mine
something's
aren't
wrong,
perfect, but they are mine.
Right?
Do you love how she uses Max as her trigger? Like, I think that's great.
That actually caught me and like made me like a little like I know she's just tapping into like her real feelings, but like Max is like in the crew now. She's potentially dating Lucas now or something. So,
well, I think once she sees her hold hands with Lucas, she'll be like, hi, I'm Jane.
This is weird. I know.
Formerly Elle. How's it going?
I had a makeover in Illinois. There's a thing. I moved to train. Anyway, there's Dogmagorgons. Like, can I help you? I'm here to help. Sign me up. Where to just point me at the direct? Okay, tunnels. Weird.
Do you think she's gonna just like rip fucking Dogmagorgon things like ga, and just like there's?
Yeah. I hope Elle doesn't actually arrive until the finale. Do you think, or in the one before the finale?
Well,
I would like
where are they again? What state are they? They're in Indiana, and she was just in Illinois.
I think they showed her. Well, where's Hawkins?
Hawkins, Indiana.
Yeah, so she's like crossing the state line.
She was in Illinois.
Yeah. Well, I thought in here like she crossed the state line into Indiana, on like that was like the last shot of the bus.
No, but what I'm saying is she was in Illinois. Yeah. So how far is Illinois from Indiana?
What do you want me to get a map?
5 hours?
I'm an American. I have no idea where things are.
Well, what I'm saying is like how long do you think? Like, because her triggered memory was like the attack starting pretty much.
Because he's like, holy shit!
And she was
trap.
And she didn't get in the bus that minute. And she has at least, I think, like 5 hours before she gets there. So it'll be like the next day at best.
Yeah, because I feel like she's gonna like turn those things inside out. Like
I'm hoping she goes fucking just like full rage mode.
And like by the time she gets there, people might be injured or killed or like
the rage is building,
and she's gonna be extremely upset. And yeah, they're just gonna turn those motherfuckers inside out. I predict, I think we called it in like the second or third episode or whatever. There's gonna be a conflict because Will is gonna like present himself as like a thing where we can't hurt Will or we can't hurt the thing because that will hurt Will. And what do we do about Will and all that stuff?
You think she like just touches her hand to his head and just blesses the shit out of him, and like that demon just expels?
God. What I would like to happen is she like palms his head like a basketball and like pulls a like smoke monster out, and he collapses, and then it like takes form and like scampers away, like just like takes it out of him or whatever the fuck.
And then you hear like dun 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 dun, and she like punches the shit out of the fucking smoke monster.
It's like Fern Gully. It's a whole fucking sequence.
That was a creepy ass scene in Fern Gully. If we saw a nowadays version with the fucking Stranger Things money, that would be a crazy scene.
Fern Gully was one of my favorites when it's like coming out of the gears.
Yeah.
There's a scene where it's just this like wet skeleton.
It's terrifying.
Right on the way to being like not as good and
that's what's funny is when it end games, it's not as scary as the middle. Yeah.
But there's a thing where like pieces like shoot out and like grab stuff while it's like climbing the gears, and it's this weird oily skeleton. It was my favorite thing. So, but speaking of my favorite Stranger Things, can't wait to watch the next episode.
No, I'm super excited because what I thought was going to be this episode we just watched. I want to see this epic like, oh god, the attack is on.
I really hope they don't pull any more shit, because having this episode like I am fine with it, but this is a major like pull the brakes on like my thing. It's not a long episode. The tension is still built. I'm still good, but if this doesn't pick up with like hallways and flickering lights and like pushing the cart and the dog monster, flailing and the door closing and just in time.
No, it's gonna 100% start off from like Hop's point of view, seeing the monster claw. I would bet money on it.
Do you think like flamethrower kicks off? Do you think anything delays it? Because how does Hop even get away?
Oh
in time
no,
from
he
there?
well, there's that glass, which is it's like probably some sort of bulletproof glass, which will hold up for like 6 seconds. So like
it's
he'll run
layers.
from that room, probably like metal doors closed.
Yeah, I
behind
want to see
him.
doors
At least
closing. I want to see
one
those
guy dies right there though. Probably that
spinning lights.
fat guy who was
Do you-
bouncing the ball.
Do you think Homer Simpson
Probably.
dies? Yeah, live action Homer Simpson. Looks nothing like him, but it is him.
I know it's
No, yeah. I want to see the spinning lights illuminating the wall. I want like catwalks
and his blood
things.
across that wall.
Yeah, and fucking like things falling and then running and bullshit happening.
Yeah.
I'm hoping. And like, Will, honey, we have to go. And he's like, no, I'm good. And they're like, no, what? And he's
I don't even
like,
know if Will has to go. I don't think
No.
he's necessarily in danger because it's probably like you are covered in zombie blood. They just think you're a zombie,
No, I think Will's caked up. He said in episode 1 or 2, it wants to kill. It wants to kill you, Will, not me, everyone else, or whatever the fuck, right?
Yeah.
I think this has been like in the works from the start.
Yes,
I think this
yes.
is all part of some twisted organo weaponry tech plan for the monsters or whatever. This is how they do shit or something like that.
So this is the episode before the season finale.
And it's shorter. It's
Something
about 40 minutes.
epic is gonna. So this is an episode, where the war is on. Some people could get injured or die in this episode. People
Yep.
that we care about, like seasoned veterans, could die in this episode. Prediction time.
Go for it.
I think you're gonna get a badass Bob. I think
Ooh,
I think Bob is gonna do something because he's
in
not the
fact-
one that fights.
in
I
fa-
think he's gonna be like, no, it's my turn to fight.
Go away.
Yeah, and he's gonna do something. Yeah,
And and sacrifice himself.
maybe.
So she can be with Hop.
Well, I said in the beginning, I think Bob eventually gets left.
We
I think
thought so.
I think in episode 1 or
No,
2,
like,
I
when
think
he
he
was
dies
introduced, we were like-
and Hop takes over right after we
Yeah.
laid all this groundwork. I don't want that to happen because at the time I didn't like Bob. I really
Bob's
like
really
Bob
earned
now.
his keep, right? Bob's really
Um,
been the man.
Yeah, I really do like Bob. But I think he will shine in this episode.
I would like that. That certainly makes sense. Or
think so.
Bob's already possessed and he's in on the whole thing. He's not. Why did she say your hands are cold? Why would you put that line in there?
No, he was shaking, and she said, "Are your hands cold?"
No, I thought she touched him instead of like, ooh, your hands are cold. He's like, oh, just the jitters or something. We
Oh, I didn't see him touch the hand. I
don't know.
thought he was just shaking.
I don't know, man.
I don't know. Well, let us know in the comments below what you think is going to happen in this episode. Don't die in a fire, and we'll see you next time.